But what do you think you need to stop to get your well-being? If you don't have it now already. But if you have it, then I'll ask the same question when we talk about play. Just think about what you need to stop. And while you're populating the chat, because I will save it, and I saved last week's as well, and it fed in. But I've got a quote here. And this is just about a paragraph about stopping. Okay, so it's fits in with the what does the song say? One act. So in this one act of a life that you've got, at some point, and I've done this, I've stopped this. At some point you have to stop being so angry. You have to stop being, you can add something else in there, shame, feel shame, guilt, whatever. You just have to stop being angry. And you have to stop being sad. Now I say it's okay to be sad, but you have to stop at some time. Aliveness is not about being sad all the time. You have to stop being sad. You have to stop hurting yourself. I wrote a poem called Shame, self-harm at my expense, the acronym, self-harm at my expense. That's hurting yourself. Stop hurting yourself and start being gentle with yourself. Start understanding that you are worth it. You are made of love and you deserve love. Start being gentle with yourself. At some point, you just have to let it all go and be happy. At some point. You have to spread love instead of being afraid of it. And if we talk about self-love in that statement, people don't want to get in touch with their feelings. They think it's scary. It isn't. We've talked in previous weeks about the feelings don't hurt you. It's the thinking that you add to it, the meaning that you give. So don't be afraid of loving yourself, caring for yourself, raising your self-esteem, raising your self-worth. You have got that. If you don't have that, you're thinking yourself away from it, or somebody's conditioned you away from it, innocently over life, or not so innocently. You have to love yourself and everyone around you before it's too late. Don't waste away being unhappy over trivial things. Trivial things. But trivial things can be distant memories, distant past circumstances. But they're not trivial. But once you start to let them go, they become less effective. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself, and don't let other people do it to you. Don't waste time. The song said it. So that's what this paragraph says to stop. And there's loads in the chat to say the same sort of stuff. Stop being scared. There's a quote, I don't know if I'll remember it. Something like, if everybody learned not to be scared of their own experience in life, then they would have a much better life. Pause, okay? Now I want you to take what I said about pause, meaning notice, okay? So to pause something, what I'm saying to you is just notice it. If you say, oh, I can't stop thinking here, I'm an overthinker. So when I say pause that, I'm saying just notice the thoughts that's coming in and just let them pass. The ones that are really important will come back. They'll keep coming back until your gut tells you, I need to do something about it. And if you're present, it just seems easier to do them sort of things. So I'm just going to read this. This was something I didn't write this. It was just I noticed in it, and it says some of the stuff that I say in a different way. So I'm just going to go through it. You can take some notes, but it's a lot. And it's a bit of a story. So this is like, my friend feels sad. and it seems so real to her. Her thoughts show up and she's so used to listening to them. It never occurred to her that they might not mean anything, that they could be a simple illusion created by the nature of thought, that it might be possible to hear her thoughts and then not take them seriously. Like a mistake of the sound system, a record skipping, or a loud truck passing by when we're talking to a friend on the phone. Something to shrug our shoulders about and then move on. What thoughts do you notice? What thoughts do you give meaning to? What thoughts? So I say to you, banana, probably doesn't evoke anything into you. But if I say, I don't know, punched in the face as a kid, that'll evoke a whole lot of thoughts, won't it? So these are the same thoughts. They come in the same vehicle. But somehow we're triggered into more meaning with some thoughts. We don't go out of our way to think most of the thoughts that come into our head. We have no control over most of that. We only have control over one thing: what we make of what comes into our head. How seriously we take the thought, how much we let it get to us, how much we let it have meaning for our life. That's it in a nutshell about your thinking. Is that true, what I just said? Do we all have the ability to decide whether a thought matters or not, to take it seriously and pay attention to it, or dismiss it as a trick of the mind that is created by an operating system that is trying to tell us something else? That the message is not, I am worthless or dumb, but more simply that I am trying too hard and it's time to slow down. Take a rest, nothing more. That my brain has gotten too busy and that it's time to settle. That's what I mean by a quiet mind, a settled mind, a place where your responsive intelligence can operate in the moment. For so many of us, thoughts show up and we are really used to listening to it. We think it has meaning, that it says something about us and who we are. And then we go looking for where the thought came from, and we look in the wrong direction, so innocently. That is what we've always done, looking to find the cause so that we can get rid of it in an effort to feel better.